where everybody has a cell phone, where almost everybody has a computer, whether that's a laptop or a desktop or some other pad, an iPad or a Kindle or any of these other devices that really we use to navigate our world and communicate with people. You can get that digital information that can allow you to put a person in a place at a time based on GPS on their phone, or when you can show who they communicated with, or when you can show what websites that they were accessing during a period of time, or what information they are searching for. I think that becomes incredibly powerful evidence in criminal cases. And so I think electronic evidence really should be anticipated and expected in most cases now. And if you're not looking for it, and if you're not expecting it to be there, you may be missing some really important evidence. I am Chief Doug Hawkins with the Bowling Green, Kentucky Police Department. I guess in the early days of what we now know as digital forensics, we started to have criminal cases that involved cell phones, laptop computers, PCs, and those kinds of things. And what we started to understand was those became valuable in the investigation, the information that was on the computer or that was on the phone. And so we had to reach out to those partners and seek their assistance. The problem with that is they became overloaded fairly quickly. And so as the demand from law enforcement began to increase, their ability to serve law enforcement began to be problematic. And we saw an opportunity to develop some of our own talent in-house within the Bowling Green Police Department. And the infancy of that was, in the mid 2006, 2007 time frame, where we really began to have some opportunities to do that in-house. And so we began to partner with Secret Service, but we also moved fairly quickly to invest in our own equipment to be able to do that as well. And since that time, which has been 10 or more years now, the Bowling Green Police Department has had their own digital forensics lab that all of our detectives, all of our officers have access to. We have full-time staff dedicated to doing digital forensics, and we find that that's incredibly valuable, because what we're seeing is most, if not all, criminal cases now, we find a cell phone or a computer that's attached to those cases in a way that might contain evidence. And so our digital forensics experts, which we have some specially trained detectives, they stay very, very busy with the cases that we generate, because we understand the value of that digital information that's now available and being used really by everybody. But I will tell you, from our standpoint, given the fact that we can turn around this information quickly back to the detective or to the officer that's working the case, we feel like that it's a valuable investment to be able to really expedite the cases based on our ability to do these exams on phones and on computers quickly, get those back to the officers, and let them continue with their investigation. Well, the change in the types of cases that we've seen being worked over the years, I think early on we all thought that I guess we viewed it as internet crime. It was more of the predators that use the internet, the child porn kinds of cases that we're all familiar with. And that I think was initially maybe the focus and the target of the early digital forensics kinds of technology. But that quickly moved into other types of crimes that computers were used for, the murder cases, and we've solved robbery or assault cases, or we have most recently had cell phones attached to a criminal attempt to commit murder case, and you know they're in every case now, and it's a mistake for officers to ignore the reality that cell phones and computers really have become a key piece of evidence in most of our criminal cases now. First thing that I would tell any chief in any police agency is you have to train your officers. You have to train them on what to look for, what is important in those technologies, and what types of information can be extracted from cell phones and from computers that may benefit them in their investigation. At the very least, officers should understand why and how those devices are important in their criminal investigations. If an agency has the ability to invest in their own staffing to do some of the analysis work, I think it's great to do that to the degree and to the level that they can do that. I think the role of electronic evidence in criminal cases moving forward is going to become, I think it's going to be the exception where electronic evidence is not part of a case. I think we're seeing now, and our experience is, more often than not, there is electronic, digital, forensic-based evidence in most cases we work. It's the world we live in. It's the life that we lead now,